So normally I'd be very concerned, but we do have Brotherhood's End, which will clear out everything on their field. So first things first, we are going to draw a card, because that's going to end up getting removed as well. Go Brotherhood's End, all artifacts, mana value 3 or less, which is everything they have on the field. What's going on YouTube? Achilles here, and today we're going to be revisiting my Temur control deck. This time around I've updated it to deal with the best of one meta a little bit better, specifically with Omniscience, because we added 4 Soul Guide Lantern, which is becoming more and more a staple card in almost every deck that I play in best of one, if there isn't any other better options, like maybe Leyline of the Void if it's a mono black deck or something. But this card does it all, and against Omniscience, it'll stop it in its tracks, and then we could implement our own game plan by going Urabrask Verge, making a bunch of mana, and then taking advantage of Dragonback Assault and making a bunch of 4/4 red dragon creature tokens with flying every time we get a land out. And that's pretty easy with this deck, because not only do we play cards like Heaped Harvest, Overlord, the Hauntwoods, but we have Fabled Passage, as well as Temur Monument to get lands as well. So we have a lot of ways to get lands, and we are going to make a bunch of dragons, control the board, and hopefully overwhelm the opponent. So let's get right into this list. We got 4 Torch the Tower, 4 Soul Guide Lantern, 1 Temur Monument, 1 Doppelgang, 4 Urabrask Verge, 2 Brotherhood's End, 1 Heaped Harvest, 4 Ill-Timed Explosion, 1 Overlord of the Floodpits, 4 Overlord of the Hauntwoods, 1 Season of Weaving, 4 Dragonback Assault, 4 Roaring Furnace and Steaming Sauna, and for the lands we got 3 Islands, 4 Mountains, 3 Forests, 2 Riverpyre Verge, 1 Thornspire Verge, 2 Willowrush Verge, 4 Frontier Bivouac, 4 Fabled Passage, and 2 copies of Fountainport. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe, and if you want to become a member, you could get early access to videos as well as member shoutouts. Let's get right into these games. Not bad of a start, honestly. I never like opening up with the 1 copy of Doppelgang in here, I'm not gonna lie. Just because it's almost useless until later in the game, and you just have this guy over here looking at you the whole time. But that's not the point. The Dragonback Assault will definitely be used before Doppelgang, I'm pretty sure, because this is one of the cards that will close the game. So the one thing that is making me really like this hand is that I have not only 1 Urabrask Verge now, but I got 2. So on curve, it is really good to have that. So it's just a good situation to be in. I go for the forest in case we need to use the Overlord of the Hauntwoods. So now we'll have 2, not only 2 forests, but 2 island and 2 mountains now, since we have this. Just to be flexible for whatever we draw. Okay, so this is probably the best scenario for us. They are playing a deck that plays, this town ain't big enough though, but they can easily bounce back the Forge. Look at that, see, I drew that. I really want to play the Forge. But it's very... You know what? I think Forge over the Overlord might be better. I just want to put pressure on him now. I mean, we're not an aggro deck. We're the control deck, by the way, just in case you forgot. But I want to put pressure on them with the Forge, because on curve, it gives me a different mindset, especially if our opponent's not putting pressure on us like this. It makes me just become the aggro player. Even if we don't draw a land, it's like, I'm still going to go for the Urabrask Verge over the Overlord. And we do draw that land, which is cool. We are going to get a island. So now we're going to do 3 damage to the opponent. And all this does is just put him on a clock to answer it or just get overwhelmed. Because now we don't have to commit any more mana to this. Every turn this is just going to do its own thing, and now we could play accordingly. We could board wipe, we could ramp, We don't even have to board wipe. We could just use this as a draw too, which is really good, by the way. One of the most flexible Izzet cards is Ill-Timed Explosion. They don't do anything. Alright guys, this is the move. We're going for the big swing. See what they do, and then go from there. In a perfect world, I want to play the Overlord or the Hauntwoods for 5 mana. Because then we just have a 6/5 body that puts a land out immediately, and it'll set up for Dragonback Assault if we need to. So that's going to go through, it looks like, unless they do something. Okay. So this could get countered, by the way, which I wouldn't really mind. I mean, I don't want them to, but it won't really affect us too much. Look at that. If they don't get rid of the Overlord, it'll be a really nice interaction with Dragonback Assault. I could use it, swing with the Overlord, and I'll get the landfall trigger from the Overlord making the land. So, in a perfect world. They do have Kaido in their hand, so I am going to block it. That's fair. Honestly, I'd rather this be the case than have to redirect damage to the Kaido. So now we're still just doing damage to face every turn, which is fine. Or should I say it's just the better thing. We don't want to have to direct some of this damage to the Kaido. Instead, we just want to put all the pressure on him. Is that the move? Alright, let's see. So if we get rid of their creature, that will just throw them off completely. They won't be able to use Kaido. They will get the Overlord at the end of the turn, but we do 7 damage. And we just set up very slowly but surely for game next turn. But we might not be able to get there. They could easily just hold up nowhere to run. They could go and use Fear of Isolation to bounce back Bottomless Pool or something. And that, with nowhere to run, will absorb a lot of damage on top of having the Overlord out. So they're definitely not out of this yet. It just depends how they're going to do it. Alright, so this is the move, guys. We're going to go to combat. Our opponent will definitely block the 4-1, I believe, and then use nowhere to run on the other guy. You really going to let the damage go through? Okay, they're going to use it. Yeah, we'll let that go. So they do the damage. Do this. Then I have to discard 2 in order to kill that. This is unfortunate, but I'm going to do it like this. We don't need another Forge at this point in the game, and I don't want them to swing with that this turn. Or should I say next turn? I don't want to get rid of the land for the Doppelgang as well. So this is the correct thing. Okay, so there's a bunch of ways they could go about this. I really hope we draw a land, though. That would be the best thing we could possibly draw right now. It's not a land. Definitely is not. But if they block with the Overlord, we'll wipe out their whole field. I should have went Dragonback Assault first, but I don't even know why I didn't do that. That would have been the better play. Yeah, I think we would have had it. But we'll just take an extra turn. Yeah, because if I just did that and then just swung with everyone, pretty sure that would have been it. But no, they could have actually used Nowhere to Run on the big one, absorb one with the Overlord, then they would have only taken 4, I believe. So I think they still would have been in it, now that I think about it. But what this does is it sets us up, hopefully, for... Well, I mean, we don't even need the Doppelgang to win, but it would be nice to get it to resolve since it's just been here just chilling the whole time. Alright, this is the point where we got it. They can only stop one of our Urabrask Forge Phyrexian Horrors. And we get it. Opponent goes first. I'm going to keep this. Oh, I wonder what they're playing. Almost 100% Omniscience, right? Might as well just get this down then, right? So then next turn we could go and ramp up with the Overlord, find more cards and go from there. Moment of Truth. No, they don't even have that. Look at that. Ooh, they're not even playing Omniscience, guys. They're playing Azurius Artifacts. Which at least we have Brotherhood Zen to deal with once they really bring out a bunch of artifacts. So normally I'd be very concerned, but we do have Brotherhood's End, which will clear out everything on their field. So we're in a good spot right now. So first things first, we are going to draw a card, because that's going to end up getting removed as well. Go Brotherhood's End, all artifacts, mana value 3 or less, which is everything they have on the field. Alright, and now we reset the board and go from here. So where do they go for? Another United Battlefront? Which would be crazy. Well, that's almost like a United Battlefront. They're going to get rid of my Overlord. That's fine. The Doppelgang in this matchup will be really nice, though. So from now on, we could swing, and now we could Fountainport away the token to draw an extra card per turn if we need to. Oh, this is definitely going to come in handy. Oh no. It's not nice. I think it's time we just start bringing out some dragons. It's like now they could go for another Pearlious Snare instead of a Synthesizer, just to deal with the Dragonback Assault, but they still commit to Synthesizer. I think I got a good play for next turn, guys. Alright, so check it out. We're going to use this. We're going to go Doppelgang. X is going to be 2. And we are going to target both of those, and we're going to make 4 copies now. And we're going to get rid of all of their artifacts. Okay. If we could get one more land, then this hand will be really good for us. And it doesn't really matter what land, since we have the Frontier Bivouac. I'm saying that works. We are going to go Roaring... I was going to say Roaring Sauna. It's two different parts. Roaring Furnace. Be Roaring Sauna and Steaming Furnace. It's confusing the words at this point. Okay, this isn't as bad as it looks, because next turn we're going to use Ill-Timed Explosion, and we're going to deal with their board accordingly. Hopefully they just play more creatures like that instead of going like Monstrous Rage, you know, so this is probably the best situation we could run into. So first things first, we go Ill-Timed Explosion. I don't think I'm going to use Doppelgang in this match, so we're going to end up getting rid of that. And one of the Ill-Times. They're still playing creatures, look at that. Guess we gotta go another Ill-Timed Explosion. Get rid of that. I'll get rid of a Forge. We'll keep all our options as flexible as possible with all these cards. It's just we just can't find that 5th land, which we really need. Because all these haste guys are gonna... Oh my god, another one. That's so funny. Alright, it's okay. Don't you worry. Got our 5th land. We are going to use the Roaring Furnace on the Emberheart Challenger. And not only that, we're gonna gain some life and get a land. So at the most, we'll probably take 3 with the Hired Claw alone. Another one? How many? 1, 2... And they still got 1 in their deck too, which is the best part. Alright, so this is where we will hopefully take control of the game, because we will not only make 1 dragon, we'll make 2. We go to 4. This is getting scary. I wonder what they possibly can have in their hands. Alright, so it all comes down to what do they draw. Alright, and it's a... Nice, we get it. That was a close one. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. Tell me what you think of the deck in the comments section down below. Please like the video and subscribe if you have not already, and if you're new here, just know I have new videos coming out every day. Hope everyone has a great day. Take care.